Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I know it's been a long week and we've dealt with a lot of issues this week, but I don't think any issue is as more important than the vote that we are about to take. And let me be clear about the process we've gone through as we've developed this proposal for consideration today. We have had conversations with the House Democratic leadership, the Senate Democratic leadership, the Senate Republican leadership, and the staff of the administration throughout the last 2 weeks as part of this process to try to close out the 15-16 budget. The fact of the matter is we are at a point in the fiscal year where even for folks who would like to spend more money, even for the governor who is willing to increase taxes to spend additional dollars, we have to come to the simple realization none of that revenue can be implemented in time to spend as part of the 15-16 budget. We are sitting here on March 16th. It takes several months, whether it be additional taxes, gaming expansion, liquor privatization, to realize those revenues. They are not going to be able to be part of a spending plan to send dollars out to school districts, to agricultural programs, to human service programs as part of the 15-16 budget. The only possibility to do just that would be if the members of this chamber embraced the governor's retroactive income tax. And I know I've talked to the members on the Republican side of the aisle and a lot of members on the Democratic side of the aisle, and even folks who work in and out of the administration who have said a retroactive income tax is just not going to happen. So here we are today with an opportunity to close out this budget. It's not an opportunity for one side to win and one side to lose, because nobody wins when we pass this budget today. But it's an opportunity to come to that realization that all sides have put priorities to the side in order to close out this budget. We've taken pension reform and liquor privatization and put them to the side for the time being. Folks have put additional taxes, additional revenues to the side for the time being. Folks have put property tax reform to the side for the time being. Those are all priorities shared by all or some members of this body, the Senate, and the administration in one form or another. Those are all issues we need to have productive conversations about. We understand closing out 15-16 does not necessarily solve every problem for 16-17. Tough choices still await us. But we can discuss those choices. We can negotiate those choices. We can find conclusion on those items without schools closing. Today is the opportunity to do that. We close out this budget with a $200 million increase in basic education, a record spending amount for special education, early childhood education, and a 5% increase for higher education. We do so without tax increases on working families. And most importantly, we get to work immediately. I offered to the governor today that we would go up to the governor's office when we leave this floor. If he could close out 15-16, let's start negotiating 16-17. Let's get it done early. The first step to doing that is to close out this budget and keep our public schools open, keep our universities running, and move on to the great discussion of 16-17. I urge the members to concur on this legislation. I urge the governor to sign this legislation, and let's begin the discussion on finishing next year's budget with this budget finally done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.